Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I have got a very special guest joining me for this review of the second episode of Moon Knight. SYL Abdul, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Ready for some Moon Knighting.
Hell yes. Before we kind of jump into it and kind of do a summary of the plot, how are you feeling overall with this second episode?
Oh man, second episode again. Oscar Isaac extravaganza. So that captured me the whole episode. So I was locked in. I had a good time with this episode.
I did as well, and even this first scene that we've got pulled up, you can see that the physical comedy that he's brought into it. He's a very, very accomplished actor, not just in his mannerisms, but the way he acts physically as well. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's showing more range. I mean, I always thought he was a good actor anyway, Oscar Isaac. But I'm seeing like he's like, let's play a different personalities. Let's go all the way with it. So I'm enjoying it.
I am too. I'm thoroughly impressed, and as you say, as this kind of we start off with once again we've got Stephen, and he is not having the best time of it, unfortunately. From the first episode, we see the repercussions of what happened with his fight with the terrible CGI jackal that keeps popping up.
Your favorite.
My favorite. I'm gonna. Every time this thing appears on screen, I'm going to rag on it because I hate the design of this thing. I just think it looks terrible. Clearly, that the budget ran out at this point. Bless them.
Yeah, purple was consistent.
But we find out what happened. He goes to the security guard and he says, mate, you've got to watch this. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. They go over the security footage, and lo and behold, the only thing that's on screen is him. So naturally, they think he's losing his marbles at this point.
Well, he is losing his marbles, but then there's something else going on, right?
There is, and bless him, he loses his job. They say they're not going to press charges, but you're out of here. So he's really not having a good time with it. And I think one criticism that I've seen time and again with people is they really cannot gel with Stephen's character. Do you like him, or do you think he's too weak, too kind of limp?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I mean, okay. So his character, obviously, he's written this way to be wimpy or like beta, as you said, the first episode review. Check that out on the channel right now, Purple Valkyrie. But beta. So it's more like the way you play it, the execution is a thing. And Oscar Isaac, again, he just wins me over, even though like I hate the wimpy nature. He's selling it so well. It's like, I kind of let it go.
Yeah, I can kind of let it go as well because there is such a good juxtaposition with with Mark and with Stephen. You get the very strong, very capable character in Mark, and the very I have no idea what the hell is going on, Stephen.
Pretty much, that's a good juxtaposition right there. And but again, Oscar, he plays it so well. You really see them as two different characters, which another sign of great acting by Oscar.
Absolutely, and we are introduced to another new character in this. If it'll skip ahead, there she is. So this is the new character. This is the one that we saw in the little snippet that they released, and that's actually from this episode where she's kicking ass and he's kind of trailing along behind her. So this is Layla.
Yeah, Layla. So nice surprise there, and like you said, like she's, obviously you're gonna do a little identity politics. Oh, she's fighting, and he's sitting back like, oh, save me, woman. Okay.
Were you bothered by that, or did you think in context of the episode, I thought I can kind of understand it, but I still think it was a really weird scene for them to pick because it really did do what a lot of people don't like, and showing this strong, capable woman and this very weak, incapable guy just kind of tagging along behind her.
Yeah, they kind of jobbed him a little bit right there, but then again, Oscar Isaac sells it You believe he's a wimpy character in that moment, so it's like okay, but still, you see it too much in media where they try to do this thing where again, hey, I love my powerful women out there. First off, okay, I have no problem with boss ladies and everything out there, but you don't have to make the man look bad. That's my whole point with that. Yeah.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. And I didn't hate her character by any means. I just thought that little snippet that they gave us was a really bad introduction. Within the context of the episode, she is capable, but she's also quite she just wants to know what's going on. She wants to know why he hasn't been returning her calls, why he's disappeared. But I like the dynamic between them.
That sounds like me, like just like one day. Anyway, but yeah, I think a good dynamic.
Say no more. Say no more.
Good dynamic. Yes, I agree. It's a great show, y'all. It's a great show.
Moving swiftly on, what did you think about the scenes with Ethan Hawke? For me, he is an incredibly gifted actor as well, and to see these two on screen together, I was thrilled that they had more scenes in this episode.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke. I mean, he's a win, right? I like that they, again, went into more of, just kind of like his abilities, his backstory a little bit, and those were some of the best scenes in this episode. Was literally, Ethan Hawke, and Oscar Isaac talking. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is the scene where they summon the CGI Cujo monstrosity. I just can't. You know what? I'm actually going to play it just to see the hand come out, because I just can't.
Oh, like CW annoys right me. There.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. Boom.
Oh
it is. That's a computer game graphics.
It's almost like they was trying to film this scene, and it was like, did the check clear? The check didn't clear. Okay, well, kind of cut this down a little bit. Like,
gotta hunt down the side of the sofa for some more coins just to get the budget back.
We gotta save it for the suit. Okay, yes. Cut this down. Cut this down.
And speaking of suits, we actually got a brand new suit shown to us. Let me just see. There we go.
Cool.
I really like this. And this, I thought, was a very clever way to bring in yet another iteration of the Moon Knight character. So this is actually Mr. Knight.
Definitely. And that's why I rely on Purple for these comic book Easter eggs and definitions. So I'm all for it. I thought it was a very cool reveal. The little comedic, which he's doing really well, right? Oscar Isaac is doing these comedic moments well. He kind of buffoons his way into getting the suit. Yes. And it worked. It actually worked.
It did. He gets the suit. He literally takes Contru's orders of put on the suit very literally, and he appears in a 3-piece suit. He does a superhero landing and then immediately flops sideways.
Right. Exactly. And it worked. All the comedic moments work, which I thought something with Marvel, just side note, is that takes me out of scenes most of the time. But they're selling this well. So it's well writing, well acting, good stuff. Good stuff.
It was, yeah, absolutely. And then we've got this kind of back and forth between Mark and Steven. Steven's getting a little bit full of himself. He's getting a little bit cocky. He managed to land a punch on the jackal creature. And Mark is saying to him, you cannot handle this. Let me take control. And Steven eventually relents. And obviously we get the actual Moon Knight, much more capable version in Mark, but we then find once he has taken out the enemy, he doesn't want to give up control. So now we've got the reverse, where as before it was Mark who was trapped in the reflections and, you know, trapped in his head and, you know, telling him, I need to get out, I need to take control. Now we've got poor Stephen on the other side, and he absolutely hates it. He's panicking. He's having a panic attack. I can't breathe. This is horrible.
Definitely. And again, Oscar Isaac selling that he's playing a different character. Like, I mean, you see him as Mark now, right? And you believe it. You see that wimpy guy in the Steven in the reflection. And so nice flip here. And I was so hoping, because I was like, we can't be stuck with Steven for what, 6 episodes? Like, please. So Mark, even though I like what they're doing, but I do want to see some more personality. So good to see Mark.
I think so, yeah. I think this is going to be the turning point. You're going to have a much more capable character taking the lead in with Oscar Isaacs, and I think it's going to be interesting to see the flip side. Whereas now you've got Stephen in his head, and he's saying to him, and he actually grows a spine at this point, and he's saying, you know, I'm never going to shut up. I'm not going to leave you alone until you give me back control. And this actually makes Mark completely lose it and shatter the mirror, which I thought was interesting to see.
Definitely, and moments like this, and really this episode, it's making me want to kind of dive back into, you know, the characterization in the comics of this character. So, like I said, executed very well. I'm intrigued. This going to be an ongoing. It's not resolved, right? So this is going to be an ongoing story here.
Yes, this is an ongoing thing, and obviously we get a little bit of backstory and why Mark was so desperate to get control. So basically, he had a deal with Contra, and he's his avatar now, and he's only doing this because next in line, if he decides to step down, we find out is Layla, and he really doesn't want her to be in this position of being Moon Knight.
Definitely. And I mean, well, obviously, right? Layla's going to be next in line, right? Okay, but I'll play with this, right? But it gives Mark, you know, another extra motivation with that, and you know, hey, it's a good story, so I'll play along.
Yes, the one thing that I did notice is that for a god, he's kind of a dick. He's actually really unpleasant, both to his avatars and in general. There isn't much morality in this character. I can kind of see where Arthur Harrow's coming from at this point.
Yeah, no, it's more like a Greek god vibe, right? And it's like it's not really like the likable like, being here. So, but hey, I guess that's what they're going for. So.
Yes, it's funny that you mentioned Greek gods, because I was thinking that as well. The way that they kind of in the stories use humans as kind of playthings, as avatars, and they don't really care one way or the other what happens to them. It's like moving pieces on a chessboard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, great minds think alike. First off, purple, but then
Of course.
also it's more like destiny that we think like. No, but the point with this is yes, Greek gods vibe. I mean, again, it's nice to just see this characterization, and again, it just opens up more of the story of how they're going to do it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And basically, how the episode ends is Mark relents and he says, "Okay, so what do you want me to do?" We know that Arthur now has the scarab that they were trying to keep away from him, and this leads the way to the tomb of Amit. And his whole motivation is he wants to free her. He wants this crocodile goddess back on Earth so she can, judge people who is worthy and who is not worthy.
And very interesting take, I mean, as far as what they're doing with the story, because before this show came out, people was wondering, is it going to be like more like a street level type approach or mystical? We're seeing they're leaning into the mystical nature, which I love what they're doing. And again, it's setting up again a whole nother storyline right there.
Absolutely, I love where they're taking this. It's kind of it's a mystery. It's action. It's led by a fantastic cast, and I will put my hands up and admit I am very surprised. So well done, Marvel. Two strong episodes. There was one other thing that I wanted to pull up if I can find it in the credits. We do actually have a kind of cameo character. There we go. So if you see this character here named Crawley, this is actually the the mime, the gold painted statue character that he talks to. And Crawley in the comics is actually one of his informants. So that's a really nice little Easter egg as well that they put in.
Interesting there. And you've been catching a lot of stuff with this this show, and again, it's making me just dive into the lore more. So good stuff.
Absolutely, I'm very happy so far. We've got another 4 episodes to go, so fingers crossed they remain strong. And we talked about it on your show as well. I'm really liking the little Easter eggs that they're putting in for Werewolf by Night, which is something else that I'm very curious about.
Definitely, and Disney Plus is setting up a Werewolf by Night, a Halloween special should be coming out this year of 2022, and that connection of Moon Knight, like I'm expecting some kind of cameo or something going forward.
I would love to see that. Yeah, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see. I don't know whether we'll see Moon Knight in the the films in the MCU, but I'm absolutely fine with that. Keep him in the series, keep him separate, because at the moment he is becoming one of the stronger characters that they've used. So.
Oh, this was their best showing. With these Disney Plus shows. I mean, people make a find stuff they like or not like, and WandaVision and things like that. Loki. This here, if this is the new approach they're going to be doing, after they got the Defenders coming back, Daredevil and Punisher, I'm all in on this new phase of these series.
Yeah, if they can take more of the shows in a more adult direction, I'm absolutely all for this. Definitely. So, guys, that is our short but sweet review of the 2nd episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sil, will you be so kind as to join me for the next episode?
I will say yes every time.
Perfect. Just before we wrap up, tell everybody, if they are, in case not subscribed to you, where can they find you?
Well, yes, you can find me on SYL ABDUL INC. Just as the name says, just type that in on YouTube there, and follow me over there. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and especially you subscribe to me, there's more purple on Thursday. So I have a very good incentive in all this for y'all. But then also I'll be definitely looking forward to joining her more over here.
Absolutely. Cannot wait. So, guys, hope you had fun with this. Hope you join us for the next one. And until then, we will say thank you and have a great day.